You don't need to come visit me in the hospital anymore. Oh, but I do need you to pay for the treatment costs. What? What are you talking about? Confusion swept over me. I had been juggling part-time jobs tirelessly to support my husband. Even after he fell ill, I covered his hospital transportation and treatment costs with my hard-earned money. Your role is over now. Thanks for everything up until now. Don't joke around. I'm completely serious and I'm going to remarry your best friend. Was he really asking me to accept this after I had dedicated my whole life to him? Rage boiled within me like magma ready to erupt. As if to provoke me further, he continued, "Sorry, but you're going to have to leave our home soon. It's not your place anymore." Are you serious? Don't make me repeat myself. Since when? I couldn't help but voice the question that had been gnawing at my mind. Oh, it's been a while. Probably shortly after I got sick. I see. Despite my bewilderment, I wasn't going to agree to a divorce so easily. He might have thought I would comply quietly, but that was a big mistake. I'm quite busy as well. Here, sign this, he said, pulling out divorce papers from a drawer. I was irate, wondering just how badly he wanted this divorce. But honestly, I was tired of being married to such a person. Fine, I'll sign it. Good, that's a smart decision on your part. Yeah, isn't it? He looked at me with a smug, mocking expression on his face. There was no need to hold back anymore, and so the curtain rose on my quest for revenge. My name is Betty. I'm an ordinary housewife in my 50s. My husband John and I were about to celebrate our 28th wedding anniversary. Our son Alex got married a year ago and now lives a bit away from us. Up until that point, our life seemed to be going smoothly, but a major change happened about 10 years ago. I'm sorry for putting you through this. It can't be helped. John was diagnosed with stomach cancer during a company checkup when he was 40. It was detected early, but it was still a shocking and heart-stopping moment for us. I can barely remember the moment he told me. I'll probably have to deal with hospital visits and maybe even hospitalization. I'll handle it. Sorry, and thank you. I immediately started working part-time jobs. We had some savings, but I was uncertain about how long he would need treatment and how much it would cost. I informed our son, but he was still in college at the time, and it wasn't practical to ask for his help frequently. Thank you for today. You've been a big help in so many ways. No problem at all. We're best friends, aren't we? Besides, it's all give and take. My worried best friend, Susan, had come to check on me, and her presence was immensely reassuring. She had been instrumental in helping me find a part-time job when I was struggling, and thanks to her, I managed to get by. During busy times at work, I often relied on Susan for rides to and from the hospital. It really helps that you came all this way. Don't mention it. I didn't have much else to do anyway. Still, doesn't your husband say anything about it? Oh, he's fine. Seems like he's not that interested in me anymore. What, really? A surprised gasp escaped me. I'd known Susan for years, and she had always been stunning, seemingly ageless. She was my age, yet she seemed to grow more charming after turning 40. You're so beautiful. I'm envious. I couldn't help but sigh, feeling a pang of embarrassment standing beside her. Have you had any good things happen lately? Your smile seems to have increased just a little. It's a secret for now. What's that about? You have to tell me sometime. Some other time. I noticed a subtle lift in Susan's smile. I soon forgot about it, unaware of what was to come. The treatments were progressing well, but along with it, my husband's demeanor began to change. You have it easy. What? His sudden words during a hospital visit left me bewildered. Even if you say you're working, you still rely on your best friend for rides. What are you talking about? Yes, she gives me a ride when I'm busy, but... Busy? You're just working at a grocery store. Don't exaggerate. His words struck a nerve. I had indeed leaned on Susan for rides, especially during hectic times, but lately she had been volunteering to help even more, even visiting my husband in the hospital when he had checkups. Before I could gather my thoughts, he interrupted. What are you spacing out for? You did bring what I asked for, right? Yes, of course. You could be a bit more thoughtful. Hand it over. He demanded magazines and drinks to pass the time. Enduring his sarcasm, I handed him the convenience store bag. Fortunately, my cancer was detected early, so I am able to be this healthy. But if my condition was worse, it wouldn't have been like this. You can go back now. But isn't there more to discuss? I don't need you here for that. What? I'm your wife. It's only natural for me to hear about it. You don't get it. It's just a progress report. Even so, I tried to argue, but his mind was set. Realizing arguing was futile, I decided to leave. If that's how you feel, I'll go back. Yeah, take care. As I closed the door to his room, my husband didn't even glance at me, absorbed in his magazine. I started questioning why I was enduring all of this. 3 weeks later, as my husband was about to be discharged, his attitude only worsened. I'm glad he could be discharged. Yeah. The next day, we decided to celebrate my husband's return from the hospital by inviting Susan over to our house. Susan, thank you for coming today. Since you've made the effort to come, please make yourself at home. Thank you. What's Betty doing? I'm the main event today, you know. I'll get everything ready now. Then I'll help out too. My husband interrupted, addressing Susan directly. Susan, you don't have to do anything. You're a guest today. Susan glanced at me, uncertain. I silently hoped she would help, but I didn't voice it. Susan, just relax. It's not a big deal. I managed a smile, though it felt strained. My emotions were tangled. From the kitchen, I watched them chat comfortably. He smiled at her in a way he hadn't smiled at me since his cancer diagnosis. Hey, what are you dawdling for? Sorry, I hurried back, but my husband's remarks continued. Come on, Susan is here, you know. Get it together, John. I really don't mind. Betty, you should be thankful to Susan. Yeah. I struggled to understand why he was saying this. With Susan there, I felt unable to protest. In that moment, I had no choice but to endure it. After about 3 hours, Susan left, but the tension lingered. I'll leave the cleanup to you. My husband made a mess drinking and didn't offer to help. Unable to contain my irritation, I asked, by the way, when did you become so close to Susan? The room suddenly felt heavy with tension. What? Don't tell me. What, are you jealous of Susan? You, a woman of your age? My husband laughed, pointing at me. It's not funny. It is what it is. From that day on, my husband began belittling me. The situation worsened when his cancer, which we thought was cured, unexpectedly metastasized. Why do I have to be hospitalized again? My husband showed signs of exhaustion, but those were my lines. Since his discharge, I had cut back my part-time work from 5 days to 2, but the idea of increasing my hours again was daunting. Then, on the morning of his hospitalization, he dropped a bombshell. Oh, I forgot to tell you, but you don't have to come visit anymore. What? Why? You've been having a hard time too, haven't you? That may be true, but besides, I need you to earn a steady income. He used to belittle my part-time job, but now he conveniently changed his tune. Our savings were nearly depleted from his previous hospital stay and surgery. Moreover, since his discharge, he had been spending a lot on hobbies, seemingly to cope with the stress of his hospitalization. I was planning to work more anyway. Then stop hanging around here and go work already. Feeling dismissed, I decided to leave immediately. Well, I'm going to head home then. Oh, hang in there. As I tried to leave the hospital, I ran into a familiar face. Susan, what are you doing here? Oh hey, come to think of it, John is getting hospitalized, right? Yeah, so what about you, Susan? A friend of mine is also in this hospital. After a brief chat with Susan, I couldn't shake the feeling of unease. I went to work, but thoughts of Susan at the hospital lingered in my mind. Is that you, Betty? I have a favor to ask. A favor? I thought you were going to rely on me. The day after he was admitted, my husband called me. Despite his earlier aggression, he now approached me with an unexpected request. I understand. I'll be right there. In the end, going to the hospital meant running errands for my husband. Over the years, he battled various illnesses in addition to cancer, resulting in multiple hospitalizations. Each time, I dutifully ran errands and provided transportation for him. A whole decade passed by before I even realized it. The reason I hadn't divorced him until now was because of our son. It might be about time, huh? You stayed this long because of me, right? I think it's a good idea too. My son's stepfather had a tough stance on single parents due to his own experiences. So I endured until my son got married. When he came to visit, I decided to take a chance and talk to him about it. However, it feels like I'm losing if I'm the one who brings it up. Well, knowing him, he's definitely going to say something. That's why I'm going to wait for a while. I can endure it for that. That's fine, but don't push yourself too hard, okay? I know. Every time my husband said harsh words or treated me badly, he would fall ill. I started to wonder if this was his punishment. This time, he ended up hospitalized with a stomach ulcer. Ironically, it felt like it should have been me. However, it seemed like he would be okay with medication, so his hospital stay would be short. Then came the day of his admission, and I went to visit him. From now on, you don't need to come visit me. Oh, but I do need you to cover the medical bills. What? What are you talking about? Despite all I had endured, I was astounded by my husband's blatant desire to use me for his convenience. I had been providing transportation for his hospital visits and paying his medical bills with the money I earned. You've served your purpose. Thanks for everything until now. Don't joke with me. I'm completely serious. Plus, I'm going to remarry your best friend. My best friend? Don't tell me. Susan. Yeah, that's right. I'm marrying Susan. She's more beautiful and kind-hearted than you. His words sparked a volcanic rage within me. It felt like he was daring me to react. Divorce him and marry me instead, he said, as if best friend set off a volcano. Sorry, but you need to get out of the house soon. It's not your place anymore, my husband stated firmly. Are you serious? I asked, trying to comprehend his sudden declaration. Don't make me repeat myself. Since when? I pressed, needing to understand more. It's been a long time, probably just after I got sick. I see. Despite my confusion over his abrupt desire for a divorce, I wasn't about to agree quietly. My husband might have expected compliance, but he was mistaken. I'm busy too. Here, sign this, he said, pulling out divorce papers from a drawer. Irritated, I wondered how badly he wanted this divorce. But truthfully, I was exhausted from being married to him. Fine, I'll divorce you. That's a good decision for once. Yeah, that's right. With a bitter smile, my husband mocked me. With nothing left to lose, the curtain on my revenge was about to rise. In that case, I'll go ahead and submit these divorce papers myself. Is that so? Thanks. Taking the papers from him, I headed home, sinking into the sofa with a deep breath. The real challenge was just beginning. I called my son to explain the situation. I can't believe you were prepared for this. Well, he clearly wanted a divorce, didn't he? And the timing isn't bad. He's the one who initiated it. If you're getting kicked out, come stay with us. That's a relief, but are you sure? Absolutely. I've already talked to my wife about it. Thank you. Packing a few days' belongings, I headed to my son's house, grateful for their support. Surprised by their warmth, I found solace in having allies. But realizing he'd been planning this for nearly a decade left me wondering what his motives were. My son's words echoed in my mind. Reflecting on the signs I missed, anger simmered against my husband for treating me like an obstacle and Susan for betraying me. The desire for retribution burned within me. But what are you going to do now? Don't worry, I've got this. The divorce paper? Yes, his name is already on it, and I told him I would submit it myself. Oh, I see. So that's your plan. It seemed my son had caught on to my strategy. As long as I didn't submit the papers to the authorities, we remained legally married. Despite suspicions of infidelity, I lacked concrete proof. That's why I chose to hold off and gather evidence instead. I hate to ask, but I might need his cooperation. That's understandable. So, where do we start? First, we wait for him to be discharged from the hospital. Since he wants me out, he must have plans for that house. But isn't the other party your best friend? How do you feel about that? My son's concern was evident. If that's how it is, then I'm prepared. Even though we were best friends, she crossed the line. At this point, I reached out to someone crucial. Susan's husband, Tom. It appeared he was unexpectedly facing a divorce, just like me. When I made a certain proposal to him, he readily accepted. Well then, I'm counting on you. I hope this plan works out. Susan used to complain about not getting enough attention, but it seemed that was a facade. It appeared she was the one neglecting her husband. They were truly cut from the same cloth. Hearing this, I couldn't help but sigh. For now, trust me, I'll ensure those two face the consequences of their actions. With a mix of anxiety and determination, I awaited my husband's discharge from the hospital. It happened about 10 days later. Ensuring everything was in order at my son's house, I finally reached out to my husband. Once I have some belongings I want to pick up, is that okay? Belongings? Didn't you take everything with you? I'm sorry. There's just something I really need to bring with me. You can throw everything else away. That should be fine. And how's Susan doing? Oh, she's fine. We're going to live together in 2 days, so get everything done before that. However, I had no intention of following those instructions. They had to be when the two of them were together. 2 days later, I headed to the house with my son driving. I still had the keys, so I sneaked inside. What are you doing here? I swung open the living room door with force. There, the two of them were sitting on the sofa holding hands. Why are you here? Did you forget I said I was coming to get my belongings? Then I glanced at Susan. She looked surprised, her eyes wide open. Susan, long time no see. You look well. Susan looked down, perhaps feeling guilty about her actions, even if only slightly. But it was too late for regrets now. Just grab your stuff and get out. This isn't your house anymore. What? Why? This should still be my house too, right? What are you talking about? We're divorced, aren't we? Hearing that, I couldn't help but smile slightly. I did give you the divorce papers, didn't I? The divorce papers? Ha, is this what you mean? I showed him the papers he had given me. You didn't file them? Then go file them right now. Don't worry, I'll make sure to file them later. But first, there's something I need to do. What's that? He looked completely clueless about what was about to happen. He seemed fine for now, but I eagerly anticipated how long that would last. Since I hadn't filed them, we're still legally married. And yet you've brought her here. You understand what this means, right? What? He looked bewildered, not grasping the situation. But Susan, on the other hand, seemed to realize the gravity of the situation as her face turned pale. John, this is serious. What? Why are you worrying so much? What she's saying isn't a big deal. It's not that. I was tired of watching my husband make a fool of himself, so I decided to reveal the truth. You might not realize it, but what you guys are doing right now is flat out cheating. Cheating? Our relationship has been over for a long time. That might be true, but legally we're still married. And if we're doing this, it's inevitably considered cheating. At that moment, my husband stood up, looking like he was about to confront me. You tricked me. Tricked? Don't be ridiculous. I did say I'd file for divorce, but I never said I'd do it right away. How can I accept that? That's not the issue here. It's your mistake for misunderstanding on your own. Were you getting ahead of yourself? What does that mean? He shifted blame and became defensive. Of course, I'm going to demand alimony. There might even be a division of property. So that was your plan all along. It's payback for everything you've done up until now. Damn it. That's unfortunate for you. My husband muttered, clearly feeling bewildered by the turn of events. However, there was one more person I needed to address. Susan must have heard our conversation just now. You realize I'm going to have to demand alimony from you as well, right? But we're best friends. Can't we settle this more amicably? Indeed, we were best friends until just a moment ago. Oh, and Susan, you did give the divorce papers to John, didn't you? How did you know that? Susan looked startled, realizing she was caught in her deceit. No way. That's right, John hasn't filed for divorce either, so you might get a demand for alimony from him as well. Suddenly, Susan stood up. Susan, I'm going home. What are you talking about? Goodbye. With that, Susan left the house, leaving my husband standing there, dumbfounded. I couldn't help but burst into laughter. It's really unfortunate. Even Susan left you. It's all your fault. Can you stop blaming others for once? Not everything is my fault. Then, unexpectedly, he seemed to run out of defenses and changed his attitude. You're right. I seem to have forgotten how important you were, Betty. Your words made me realize that. Finally, you've come to your senses. That's right. I was out of my mind. I anticipated what my husband was about to say. That's precisely why I didn't want to hear it. I'm telling you now, I'm still going to demand alimony and we're getting a divorce. I can see right through your intentions. I've apologized, haven't I? As if an apology would make me forgive you. What kind of woman would get back together with a loser who even got dumped by his affair partner? Having said what I wanted to say and feeling satisfied, I began to get ready to leave. My husband then grabbed onto my leg. Please, I can't live like this. Excuse me, that's none of my business. Could you let go of me? I shook off my husband and left the house, returning to my son Alex. How did it go? It went better than expected. I see, you look relieved. Since we're here, let's treat ourselves to something nice before heading home. I had never felt so refreshed. Despite the tasks still ahead, today's glimpse of my husband's despair was deeply satisfying. A few days later, I promptly initiated divorce proceedings through a lawyer. I aimed to settle everything swiftly before my husband could complicate matters further. He likely never anticipated this outcome, but that was his miscalculation. Hello, Susan. Susan called me while I was returning from a lawyer's consultation. There was a pause on the line. Do you need something? I'm truly sorry about everything. I will ensure to settle any dues. Understood. How are you holding up? We've discussed it and decided not to pursue a divorce. I see. I wish you happiness. Susan seemed to hesitate, but I ended the call. Continued conversation might lead to forgiveness, which wasn't something I could offer easily, given her nearly decade-long deception. Of course, Susan wasn't the only one reaching out to me. You don't have anything to say to me now, do you? Wait, please hear me out. Well, since this is likely the last time, I'll listen. I'm going to be hospitalized again. At this point, it didn't surprise me anymore. How long will you be in the hospital? You'll have to manage on your own from now on. I don't have any money. I've supported you as much as I could until now, but I'm not obligated to continue. Why don't you ask someone else for help? There's no one else who can help. Well, you had someone until now. That's unfortunate. If that's all you wanted to discuss, I'm ending the call now. Good luck. I felt satisfied, knowing I conveyed my sarcasm. I could almost picture his expression. After that, the divorce finalized smoothly, and I received fair compensation. Finally free from the chains of marriage. I couldn't be happier. By the way, he called me too, a week after I'd received your call. Oh, really? Yes, but I made it clear I couldn't assist him in any way. That's the right response. He needs to face the consequences and make amends. Now, I live with my son, surrounded by my sons, daughters-in-law, and grandchildren. I am content. I may have lost nearly 10 years, but it's never too late to begin anew. From now on, I aim to live peacefully and make up for lost time.